Coming up on Hawkeye TV, University of Iowa students are gearing up for finals. We'll have a look at one of the ways some students plan to get ahead.
And in sports, we give you the latest on the NFL draft pick. All that and much more coming your way next. Hawkeye TV starts now.
Hawkeye TV is more than just your average newscast. It's a group of people dedicating their lives to give you the latest news. Nicole Ray with sports, Tanner Sigworth with weather, and your favorite anchor duo Dylan Thorson and Whitney Blakemore. This is Hawkeye TV.
If you're heading to Kinnick Stadium next fall, you may see a full student section. That's what University of Iowa officials believe will happen, regardless of slow student ticket sales for the next football season. Over 600 tickets have sold since Wednesday, but Associate Athletic Director Rick Klatt expects sales to increase after the Hawkeye football team's season wins, an appearance in the Outback Bowl. Traditionally, underclassmen students buy more tickets.
Eat, sleep, study, that seems to be the common routine for most students during finals week. But lately, an increase in prescription drug use adds another step to the routine. Adderall, the drug used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, has become the study enhancer among students. The use of ADHD medication to improve focus isn't new, but the rise of the rate of users is. A reported 24% of college students admitted to using the drug for academic purposes.
I don't think it's a drug that people, want to use. It's one of those things where they use it because they need to get things done. So.
And with finals week coming up, the library is full of students, but almost 85% of those studious students skipped a class at some point in their college career. And missing a class doesn't just set you behind on course information, but it could also be wasting your money. Reporter Gina Sabarbaro takes a look at what a skipped class can mean for your wallet.
When attending college, having to go to class to get that degree is expected. However, more and more students seem to be skipping class. A study done by CBS News states that the average college student skips about 26 classes a year. While many students may think that being absent isn't affecting them, it's actually taking a toll on their wallet.
Here, at the University of Iowa, the average full-time student takes about 14 semester hours. This means for an out-of-state student to miss a single class period would cost them about $60. For an in-state student to miss a single class period would cost them about $18.
So, what are students doing instead of going to class?
I've skipped class to work out, to sleep, to go to lunch with my friends, study for an exam. Sometimes I've skipped class because it's really cold out and I just don't feel like walking.
Obviously, there are a variety of reasons for missing class, some more reasonable than others.
I'm supposed to be in class right now, but I decided to stay and online shop.
Since it is less noticeable, it seems to be more common for students to skip lectures instead of their smaller classes. So what are the teachers of these large classes doing to encourage attendance?
We do a clicker quiz. So this is a little clicker and we have a remote. And you point it at the big screen with the questions on it. It's like a smart board. And then it records your answers, and based on your clicker number in the back, he knows who was there.
Class attendance comes down to personal responsibility. Many students don't seem to realize that this behavior is only tolerated in college. While at a university, an absence may just result in the loss of a few clicker quiz points. In the professional world, it could be your job.
Gina Scarborough, Hawkeye TV.
And it seems social media isn't always a distraction when it comes to studying. One high school student in Texas proves the power of Twitter. If this photo of Andrew Muklin and his teacher is retweeted 15,000 times, his teacher will cancel the final for his entire class. So far, the photo has been retweeted 6,000 times, and so it's looking like the high school student might just get out spending his finals outside instead of inside the classroom.
As temperatures are finally getting higher, severe weather sweeps again in Iowa on Thursday. Thunderstorms dumped large hail on Des Moines and other parts of the state. About 5,000 Mid-American Energy customers in the Des Moines area lost electricity for several hours. 2 tornado warnings were issued in the afternoon because of strong storms in Carroll, Greene, and Guthrie counties, but no tornadoes were seen, luckily. There were no reports of widespread damage and any injuries. And now we will have Tanner Sigworth for more on weather.
Tanner Sigworth here, giving you a look at your weekend weather. Nice weather planned for Saturday as we have partly cloudy skies throughout the day. 60 degrees in the morning. We are going to see a high of 74 in the afternoon. And then in the evening, we will see clear skies, 66 degrees. Taking a look into next week, Sunday and Monday, we are expecting a high chance of scattered thunderstorms. Could get pretty severe. Then the midweek, we will see temperatures in the 60s and partly cloudy skies all week. That's all I have today for your weather. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tanner, for the weather. The United Nations released a new report Thursday describing many horrific tragedies in the South Sudan civil war. The report details that many civilians seeking shelter at the United Nations were killed, and combatants from both sides of the fight have raped and assaulted multiple women. The United Nations say countless violence is on massive scale. An older report describes the war violence with crimes against humanity, including attacks on churches and hospitals.
Another African country, Nigeria, also faces turmoil. Last month, Islamic terrorist groups Boko Haram abducted over 200 Nigerian girls from their school. Today, 6 U.S. officials arrived in Nigeria to help find the girls. After the Nigerian government struggled to make any new clues in the girls' whereabouts, the team will join British forces to offer reassuring efforts, plans, and develop strategies to stop the terrorists. The search efforts for the girls have created a stir of controversy around the world and in social media. Public figures, including First Lady Michelle Obama, have supported rescue missions, pursuing for pictures holding signs that say #BringBackOurGirls.
In Iowa City, many spring Hawkeye sports teams fight for the NCAA championship titles.
That's right, Dylan. Our sports anchor Nicole Ray is standing by to give us a look at what's going on across sports. Nicole?
Thanks, guys. The NFL draft kicked off last night with the first-round picks. While many projections thought the former Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel would be a top pick, he ended up getting the 22nd pick by the Cleveland Browns. Several former University of Iowa players will be waiting to hear their fate as rounds 2 and 3 kick off at 6 p.m. tonight. While we're only 112 days away from kickoff at Kinnick Stadium for the University of Iowa football team, Coach Kirk Ferentz is saying college football has changed dramatically. With the addition of Maryland and Rutgers to the Big Ten Conference, football schedules have changed according to a geographic division of the Big Ten schools. Iowa is considered to be in the West Division with schools like Illinois and Ohio State. The University of Iowa hasn't faced the University of Illinois in 6 years, and with the new schedule, won't be facing Ohio State until the fall of 2017. Not only will there be changes to the lineup, but the way players are being recruited to the Hawkeyes football team is changing up as well. Our own Whitney Blakemore sat down with the mastermind behind this recruiting strategy.
Innovative, creative, and cutting edge. 3 words that usually wouldn't be associated with Iowa football. But when it comes to their recruiting style, the words describe them perfectly. One man in particular is bringing about this change to Iowa recruiting, and is 26-year-old Max Allen.
So my job basically is to supplement our coaches' recruiting efforts to get our message, our program's message across to our prospective student athletes.
Allen uses Photoshop to enhance the mail Iowa sends to their prospective athletes. He takes their photo and puts them into posters like these, Sports Illustrated covers, video game covers, and even puzzles.
Well, all I've tried to do is, create things that I feel, when I look at them, I get excited about them. And if I'm going to get excited about them, our prospects will too.
College football prospects receive stacks and stacks of mail that usually are never even opened. So Allen's goal? To get them to open Iowa's.
Every time an Iowa envelope shows up on their doorstep, they know what's in there is going to be really cool. They're going to want to see it.
While the flashy design may grab their attention, it's the message Allen wants them to receive.
But the big thing is having them read the coach's message on the back.
That message, according to Allen, is what will get that prospect to come to Iowa City and see just how great it is to be a Hawkeye.
As you guys all know in recruiting, once a kid gets here on campus, Iowa City is hard to beat. It really is. And
while getting that star recruit may be satisfactory, the best part about Allen's job? He can make just about anything. Whitney Blakemore, Hawkeye TV.
The University of Iowa men's golf team will be traveling to Columbia, Missouri next week for the NCAA regional tournament. The team placed 3rd last week in the Big Ten Championship, earning them a trip to regionals for the 6th consecutive time. Senior Stephen Ime finished 5th after being named Big Ten golfer 2 weeks in a row. The team tees off in the first round of regionals on Thursday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nicole, for the latest sports update. We might not all be the Big Ten athletes, but we can all get exercises in our daily lives. According to the latest survey, most Iowans prefer to drive rather than bike. But Iowa City is getting ready to see more bicyclists next week. May 12th to the 16th is official Bike to Work Week nationwide. Not only will biking to class and work save you gas money, but it can help save the planet. If you are planning to bike to work, it might be a good idea to review the rules of the road and have the right safety equipment. Our very own Brooke Beerhouse takes a look at cycling in the city.
Learning to ride my bike gave me freedom as a kid. I used to ride my bike everywhere. The day I got my training wheels off, I went straight to Dairy Queen. But times have changed, and safety is a bigger issue for many bikers on the road on Iowa City.
Riding around with the proper safety equipment, having the lights and reflectors at night, the bicycle helmet at all times of days. Defensive driving on a bicycle is even more important than in a vehicle because you have much less structural protection around you. The bicyclist has so much more to lose.
And Iowa City officials aren't the only ones who feel that bike safety is an issue that needs to be addressed.
I don't really trust the bikers. They seem to either be cars in the street or try to be pedestrians on the sidewalk. And it's super confusing because I feel like I'm gonna get hit.
I do get concerned when I'm driving and they're coming up right on the side.
Sometimes there's not even a sidewalk to go on and you're not supposed to. So a bike lane that's like a real deal would help.
They change stop signs. I mean, do we have bike lanes that turn right? And do we have different stopping points for cars and bikes? I mean, there are ways to do this, it's just expensive.
The city plans to incorporate more bike lanes throughout the area.
The city is also looking into the possibility of doing road diet projects, which means that you take a roadway that has 4 lanes and you reduce it down to 3 lanes. And the extra space on the roadway that's left over can be used for bike lanes.
By the end of the summer, Iowa City will be a safer place to ride thanks to more bike lanes. But until then, make sure you wear all the proper safety equipment and obey the rules of the road.
I'm Brooke Beerhouse, Hawkeye TV.
And the new bike lanes are not the only improvements that could make transportation better in Iowa City. A new sidewalk in Dubuque Street will make walking to class easier for students living in Mayflower. Hawkeye TV reporter Tanner Sigworth has the details on the construction.
Residents of Mayflower Hall have put up with construction all year long.
I get woken up by the construction. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's pretty much my alarm clock, so.
But it's far from over. Construction on the Iowa City Gateway project is expected to begin in January and be done in 2 years. It aims to improve the look of Iowa City's entrance from Interstate I-80. But how will this lengthy project affect over 1,000 residents in Mayflower getting to and from campus? Project Administrator Melissa Clough keeps that question in mind while preparing for construction.
We should have 1 lane of traffic in each direction while students are there. Closures will have to occur when bus traffic can be interrupted and when students are not there.
While 1 lane traffic is sure to slow down the buses going to and from Mayflower, the finished project will improve how students walk to Mayflower by putting in a sidewalk on the east side of the street.
The city will add a 6-foot sidewalk that will keep students from having to cross Dubuque Street in heavy traffic. But most importantly, the city wants to make it safe for students walking or crossing the busy street.
We are going to look at other safety features like there are some flashing lights that can sense when someone's in the crosswalk and make drivers more aware that there's a crosswalk there.
If I didn't have to cross the road, I think it would be a lot easier just because I could just stay on the side of the road and then cross at Church Street. That way I won't have to wait for traffic.
The city is working closely with the university to finalize plans on these issues.
Apple is set to acquire headphone maker and music company Beats Electronics for a reported $3.2 billion. This would be Beats' second go-around with the phone maker. Well, that's all we have for tonight's show.
Have a great finals week, and thanks for watching.